Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I have to start by saying that I really believe that the Shadow Chancellor and other members on the other side live on an alternative universe because they are totally detached from the reality of the constituents in my Liverpool Riverside constituency. But, Madam Deputy Speaker, it is with great pride that I rise today in support of our bill to lift the two-child cap, a campaign that has long been close to my heart. Lifting 500,000 children immediately out of poverty has to be a great thing for this country. And as the MP for Liverpool Riverside, child poverty has been on the top of my agenda since coming into Parliament over 6 years ago. No, thank you. It saddens me that 1 in every 2 children in my constituency are living in poverty. And it appalls me that we are the 6th richest economy in the world, and that is a statistic that should shame everybody. And it is a shame that it has taken so long to reverse this draconian cap that was driving hundreds of families into poverty every single month. Children's charities and organisations, the Children's Commissioner and politicians of every background were united in calling for it as their #1 priority for reversing trends in child poverty, which exploded, as we all know, on this side under their Tory austerity measures. The facts were very clear and indisputable. And I want to pay tribute in particular to the End Child Poverty Coalition, coordinated by Rachel Walters in the Child Poverty Action Group and the National Education Union, who I've worked with closely throughout my time in Parliament to champion support for children living in poverty, and in particular to campaign against the two-child cap. Without their incredible work to make it impossible for this government to ignore the necessity of lifting the two-child cap. And I fear it may never happen. But I always want to pay tribute to the schools in my Liverpool Riverside constituency who go over and above every single day to support children and families who are living in poverty. And I want to take the opportunity to highlight research by the Joseph Rowntree Foundation, which estimates that 1.5 million children in families with migrant parents live in poverty. This makes up over a third of the total number of children living in poverty. In large part, this is driven by the no recourse to public funds policy. Half of the children living in families that fall under this policy live in poverty. And research by the IPPR also shows that these children face a far higher risk of very deep poverty. And as the government has laid out in today's debate, no child should have to live their life, their life opportunity limited by the conditions they were born into. So, it follows that we must go further to alleviate child poverty and to roll back on the policies such as no recourse to public funds that still play a major role in systematically driving large numbers of families into poverty. And before I came into this place, I worked for the DfE supporting the development of Sure Start programmes across the North West. And I know firsthand the difference that supporting a young family can make to those children's life chances and the benefits of early intervention and integrated provision. It is a record Labour is rightly proud of, but one that should spur us to recreate and go even further now that we're in government again. Exactly. Lifting the two-child cap in full is brilliant win for our campaigners and will be life-changing for millions of children who need the extra support to achieve their full potential. It will be a major boost for local economies, putting money immediately and directly in the pockets of families who will go out and spend it productively. And I'm proud to be part of a Labour government that's taken this bold and vital step. But now we need to go further in redistributing the vast wealth this country has to ensure that our communities can flourish and no child is left behind. And 14 years of Tory austerity tax on living standards and systematic dismantling of our public services needs to be met with a bold Labour programme of taxing wealth, renationalising our public services and providing them with proper funding. We still have children who are growing up with diseases that we thought had been consigned to the Victorian area, including rickets and scarlet fever, made possible by a crisis in child poverty and malnutrition. Lifting the two-child cap is a good start, but Labour cannot be complacent about the monumental challenges that we face in government to boost living standards, tackle inequalities and start putting power and wealth back in the hands of working people. Poverty is a political choice. It's about choosing the interests of the many over the influence of the few today. And I'm proud we made the right choice. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.